toch, miss. So sorry. Excuse me. Good morning, everybody.
You both should actually work on your time management. It is important for an entrepreneur to be seen by his or her client or customers as reliable.
But we're just learners yet, ma'am.
So, this is a good time for you to learn good habits. You both, morning after morning, you are forever late for class. When the bell rings, you are standing around chit-chatting to each other.
See, Anna, Miss Davids is really angry now. She's gonna shout at us the entire period.
Yes, Albert. If only that could help. But in reality, Anna has made a perfect introduction to our lesson today. It is on time management. Don't worry, learners. I didn't think up this lesson just to shout at you. But time management is a life lesson that is especially important for entrepreneurs to learn.
We know that you're always on time, ma'am. Even when other teachers are sometimes still in the staff room, like Mr. Ben, who is always the last one to leave the staff room. We see it.
You make an important point, Anna. People see quickly who is careless with time. They get a reputation for being late.
Yes, ma'am. I might as well as confess, I have a problem. I always find myself late in whatever I do, whether it is coming to school, going to church, or submitting my assignments.
Admitting is the first step towards healing, they say. How about you, Albert?
I used to be like that also, but it was because I did not have a watch. But my father bought me a phone and a watch last Christmas, and now I always set the alarm and reminders when I have to be somewhere at a certain time.
Many people are not good with managing time, but it is extremely important because it tells others about the person that you are. If you do not honor an appointment that you have with someone, they assume that you do not have respect for them.
Meaning, you don't wake up by an alarm sound? But miss, how do you do that?
As for me, I am an early bird. I always wake up early to do my things on time. I hate being late. Being late is not a good habit.
Meaning, you don't wake up by an alarm sound? But miss, how do you do that?
Actually, Anna, once you set your mind to wake up at a certain time, your body attunes to that time. In my case, I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. My body clock now wakes me up.
Miss Davids, are we just having a discussion about the value of time management, or is there actually such a topic in our syllabus?
It is actually a topic in our syllabus, Albert. You're supposed to evaluate the effect of time management on running an enterprise.
I want to learn how to manage time properly, ma'am.
Time management is defined as the ability to use one's time effectively or productively, especially at work. And the reason why it is important to learn to manage time is to avoid unnecessary confusion and disappointment. You will remember that.
I understand what they mean with confusion. If I get 2 or 3 projects or assignments at the same time, I easily get confused and I don't know which one to do first. And then I get stressed because I still have house chores to do as well. Everything just gets too much.
A good place to start, Albert, is to set up a schedule and to prioritize.
But how? This takes more time away from my day.
It is time well invested, Albert. Divide your work in the limited time that you have in a day and then allocate to each task a realistic number of hours. Prioritize your task so that you can get most important things done first.
How does prioritizing work, ma'am?
Prioritizing, Anna, is when you arrange your task you have to do in order of importance. If you prioritize something, you treat it as more important than the others. For example, after school, when you go home, you first have to do your homework before watching television.
Yes, of course, ma'am.
There are so many benefits to exercise good time management, especially for someone running an enterprise. Do you know that?
Please tell us, Miss Davids.
Learners, if you as an entrepreneur can manage your time well, you will be more productive and efficient in your work. You will have less stress. You will achieve the goals you set for yourself and your enterprise, and you will gain a good reputation.
I agree. One needs to be time conscious to achieve your goals in life. Your goal could be to pass with flying colors or to be a good and trusted employee or supplier of goods and services. But if I am going to constantly miss deadlines and be late, people will think I'm just full of empty promises and nothing more. Enough is enough. I have to get better. But is it true that Mr. Ben always arrives late for his lessons? The science learners always complain about him. They say he always keeps their test books with him for too long.
I don't want to discuss my colleagues, but you see what poor time management can bring. People develop a reputation that is not good for them. Let's rather talk more about the benefits of good time management. People who practice good time management see greater productivity and efficiency. It is because they take control of their time, which allow them to stay focused on the task to be done.
But miss, what do you mean by efficiency?
One cannot talk about time management without mentioning efficiency. Efficiency is an important term of entrepreneurship because for you to make a profit, you need by all means to try avoiding wastage of material, energy, effort, money, and time in the enterprise. You should always be busy with something constructive. Use your time like the valuable asset it is.
Ma'am, if I have good time management, will I also gain a better professional reputation?
Obviously, Anna. Your clients will know that they can rely and count on you. Do you know that a disappointed customer will never trust you as a service provider again, and they will leave you and go to your competitors?
I think that is the biggest fear for any entrepreneur.
So, remember, people also do not like to be disappointed or to have to wait for so long.
I'm glad that you guys can see how serious and how important time management is. Another benefit of good time management is that you will know exactly how much time you have, which will help you pace yourself and not rush unnecessarily. And if you work out your time well, you are much more assured of producing good results and even to double check your work.
Can good time management also attract more customers to your enterprise, ma'am?
Indeed, it can, and it does, Anna, because people like to be respected, and it is also ethical to respond to your clients on time and to deliver their products on time. When you earn a reputation for doing these things, your customers will become loyal to you and stay. And they will also bring other friends. And the more customers you get, the more sales and profit you will make.
But ma'am, I think time management requires a lot of self-discipline.
Yes, it does, Abed. But then, it is not that hard. It's just a matter of keeping your word. You learners can try setting up time management program for yourselves.
Ms. Davids, I'm almost too scared to ask because I have an idea. But what are all the consequences of not exercising a good time management?
Tell me, what are the things you fear about the consequences of poor time management, Abed?
Well, as you said, Ms. Davids, my customers would get fed up with having to wait and not being able to rely on me, and they will go away to other service providers. If I don't schedule my tasks and prioritize my work, I might miss my deadlines. My work will pile up, which will lead to a lot of frustration and stress. I will deliver poor quality work because I'll be constantly rushing, and I'll develop a poor professional reputation.
That's correct, Albert. You have understood well. Time is a valuable resource. You know that you cannot reverse time.
I also understand, and from now on, I really must improve on my time management.
Yes, Anna, you should. You will also find that effective time management will allow you to accomplish more in a less time.
Yes, my aunt who also owns a restaurant is always complaining about her 2 workers. She says they spend most of the time on their phones on social media, so that they even burn the customers' food sometimes. So because of them, my aunt is now losing customers.
Oops. Your aunt will have to have a serious talk with those 2 workers. But you bring up another important point, Anna. If you are not careful, social media can steal a lot of your time, especially the youth. You should be careful. I'm not saying you should not use social media, but you must prioritize.
It's true. My older sister likes using her phone so much. She's always on Facebook or WhatsApp, and often she ends up not having time to do her schoolwork.
You see? You really need to discipline yourself. Now, let me give you some tips on how to improve your time management. Number 1, plan ahead. Planning your time in advance is the most important element of time management. Number 2, prioritize tasks. Evaluate every project you need to work on and determine what tasks are the most urgent. Make those your top priorities for the day. Number 3, eliminate distraction. Distractions are one of the biggest productivity killers. Social media sites, smartphones, and disruptive co-workers can all distract you from prioritizing and derail your schedule. Number 4, do not multitask. Being simultaneously busy with a lot of things reduces your productivity, so nothing gets done well. Instead of completing multiple projects, you end up starting but not finishing any of it. The best way to manage your time is to focus on a single task with your full attention and get it done effectively before moving to the next. Number 5, reward yourself for good work. Give yourself a small reward for every task that you accomplished in the day.
Thank you, Ms. Davids. That sounds really helpful. I have written it all down and will put it up at my desk.
Yes, Albert. Just try to practice 1 or 2 and you will see how it will help you to get results in a shorter period of time. Oops! Speaking of time, our time is up. Let's wrap up. Anna, what did you learn today?
Wow, I've learned so much, miss. Okay, firstly, the definition of time management. It is the ability to use one's time effectively or productively, especially at work. I also learned that people who practice good time management techniques often have better production and more efficiency of everything they do. This boosts their confidence. They also earn themselves a good professional reputation and the clients will always rely on them. People with good time management will experience less stress and will find it easier to meet work deadlines. I've also learned that they are in better positions to make use of opportunities and achieve important life and career goals that they set for themselves.
Well done, Anna. Anything to add, Albert?
Yes, Ms. Davids. I've heard today that failing to manage your time effectively can have negative consequences, such as that you will constantly miss delivery deadlines. Poor time management results in wasted time. Your workflow will be inefficient, and poor time management will make you deliver work of poor quality because you don't have your full attention on the work, or you'll be rushed.
Well done. I believe the time for this lesson was well spent. Always remember, time is money, and time that was wasted will never return. I hope this lesson has made you more comfortable to describe the importance of time management for entrepreneurs and evaluating requirement for time management in an enterprise. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, bye-bye.
This lesson is produced by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture.